to suspend the rules and pass H.R. 3227 as amended.
The clerk will report the title of the bill.
H.R. 3227, a bill to direct the Secretary of the Interior to continue stocking fish in certain lakes in the North Cascades National Park, Ross Lake National Recreation Area, and Lake Chelan National Recreation Area.
Pursuant to the rule, the gentlewoman from Guam, Ms. Portillo, and the gentleman from South Carolina, Mr. Wilson, each will control 20 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from Guam, Ms. Portillo.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days in which to revise and extend their remarks and include extraneous material on the bill under consideration.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, H.R. 3227 authorizes the National Park Service to stock fish in lakes in the North Cascades National Park, the Ross Lake National Recreation Area, and Lake Chelan National Recreation Area. These lakes do not naturally contain fish, but fish stocking has been conducted in these lakes periodically since the late 1800s. The North Cascades National Park is currently working on the Mountain Lake Fisheries Management Plan Environmental Impact Statement that evaluates fish stocking in the park. The draft environmental impact statement found that fish stocking could only take place in these lakes if the National Park Service was granted the authority to do so by Congress. During committee consideration of H.R. 3227, changes were made to the bill to incorporate suggestions from the draft environmental impact statement. So, Mr. Speaker, we have no objections to H.R. 3227, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentlelady from Guam, Ms. Portillo, reserves the balance of her time. The gentleman from South Carolina, Mr. Wilson, is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized for as much time as he might consume.
Mr. Speaker, Congressman Doc Hastings of Washington State and the co-sponsors of this bill should be congratulated for their efforts to ensure continuation of a long-standing and highly successful program that creates fishing opportunities in the North Cascades region. For over 100 years, 91 of the 245 lakes in the North Cascades complex have been stocked with fish. This has created recreational opportunities that are important to the quality of life in the region and help sustain the local economy. At this point, I ask unanimous consent that a statement from Congressman Doc Hastings, the author of the bill, be included in the record at this point. I urge support for the bill and yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman from South Carolina, Mr. Wilson, yields back the balance of his time. The gentlelady from Guam, Ms. Portillo.
Mr. Speaker, I have no further speakers on this legislation. And again, I want to thank the gentleman from South Carolina for his cooperation in managing these 3 bills this afternoon on the floor. And since I have no further speakers, I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentlelady from Guam, Ms. Portillo, yields back the balance of her time, all time having been yielded back. The question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass H.R. 3227 as amended? Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, 2/3 being in the affirmative, the rules are suspended, the bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Without objection, the title is amended.